All right, we are the real Hebrew Israelites. And first and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who will. Salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth, as well as the speckled bird, brothers and sisters, and a few sisters that do listen. To you, we say shalom. I'm just going to hop into it.
Get that Deuteronomy 28:8. Jeremiah.
This is the book of Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, prophesying both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
And that's exactly what we do, man. And since the prophets have been on the highways and byways prophesying against Babylon, Babylon is falling. And it's a direct result of this gospel going out. Because the scriptures clearly say, when this gospel shall go to the four corners of the earth, then the end shall come. That God loves everybody in white Jesus. That went to the four corners of the earth for more than 500 years. And the end ain't come. We came on these highways and byways, and basically we watched Chicago and the world collapsing. It is literally collapsing. And it is a direct result of the Lord Spirit moving upon the place. Go ahead, bro.
We said 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
So we're not out here with guns and weapons. It's not carnal. Our weapons is the word of the Lord, man. The true word, not Christianism. Christianity has hijacked and given you a false narrative, a controlled narrative. We're giving it to you raw and true. Go ahead.
But mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
Yeah, because in this truth, pulling down the strongholds are all the lies, the veil that was thrown over everyone. You've lied about the nations, about who's who. You've lied about history. You've lied about everything to control the narrative, man. You use pseudoscience to try to, because it's like my man about in one of his videos. If you're superior, why do you have to knock down and destroy everyone else? Just be superior.
Right.
All right. If you're the superior fighter,
right.
All right. You know, it don't matter how hard, how much the other people train. You go in there and beat them every time. If you're the superior runner, you're going to beat them no matter how much you train. Okay, you sabotaged every endeavor that both the northern and southern kingdom did here in America. You came in and destroyed it. If you're so superior, why do you got to come destroy our neighborhoods? What's the point? I mean, you destroyed town after town after town, and then you created ghettos.
Yep.
That was done by who? So-called white men.
Yep.
I thought you were so superior.
Right. They still fucking with us to this day.
To this day, non-stop.
Well, you still oppressing the people. You still taxing us without representation. You still got centurions all over our neighborhoods, police and people for the smallest infraction, and you niggas are going to pay for it.
They don't do the same thing. And you've got policemen who've admitted it. But they're told to do that.
Yeah.
They don't go to the north side. They don't go to Lincoln Park. They don't go to the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And guess what? These Edomite teenagers walking around, they got all kind of drugs on them.
Drugs, they got all that shit.
They got pills, and the college life, especially in college life, high school too. They're always doing some kind of drugs, man.
Right.
But you don't see them bent over the hood of police cars with their backpacks and their pockets being ran, and they seats pulled out their cars. They don't do that to them.
And them motherfuckers they doing all the fucking mass school shootings. Y'all not checking none of that shit. You see the motherfucker walking down the street with a long ass black trench coat with the motherfucking AK, and y'all ain't stopping shit. But like the elders going into, y'all was policing them like y'all police us. You would have stopped a lot of that mass shooting, but y'all full of shit.
This is true.
I got one just to back up y'all point. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. And right to this very day, you saw them putting laws into effect. So Esau Edom is doing, using these different tactics to keep our people oppressed.
Yeah, redlining,
Right.
Jim Crow, the PHA operated in a whites-only mode for the first 40 years.
Right.
As a matter of fact, so-called Negroes and Native Americans, so-called, some of these things that were held against them didn't get pulled back until 1964. So you Edomites had a 500-year head start, and you're still homeless. You're still broke. You still end up in the same ship, poverty, with the so-called Negroes. After you destroyed our neighborhoods, all our progress, took all our inventions, you put your name on everything.
Yeah.
Everything that's good about America came from us.
Yeah.
From the music, to the food, to the spices.
Yeah.
Every single thing.
The only thing you invented was the patent.
All the things that you love, include classical music.
Right.
Yeah, include classical music. We can go back further. Country music, Negroes.
Exactly.
All right.
Right.
What's real popular right now? The salsa music, reggaeton. That's Northern Kingdom.
Right.
Right. You got jazz, Negroes.
Right.
Dance hall.
Rock, Negroes. All right. House music, Negroes. Rap, Negroes. All right.
Yeah, you're a thief. That's all you have done, a rape, robber, murder, and a thief. You have no culture, so you stolen our culture. And like Elder's going into, everything we invented, you stole because we the salt of the earth.
And you put your name on it.
Yeah.
You own the patent offices.
Right, that's all you got.
Okay? If you ask any of these students who invented the light bulb, they're gonna tell you Edison. All right?
Right.
Edison lost in court to Latimer because the filament for the light bulb was invented by what? A Negro. A so-called Negro.
Yeah.
All right? And to show you how biased and racist and hateful you are, is that if the textbook answer in any school, any test, if you don't put Edison, you're gonna get that question wrong.
Yep.
When the courts prove, the court records show you that it was Latimer,
Exactly.
a so-called black man.
Yep.
So the point is that you Edomites just lie. Which brings me to what we're talking about. You about you lying. There's some more to that?
That was pretty much.
Okay, but read it again. Read that verse and the next one after. Use the wisdom of Solomon too. Somebody else get it. You kind of fall back. Say your voice. Yeah, 2, 10, and 11.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
A little louder.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of age. Let our strength be the law of justice.
There it is. Let our strength be the law of justice.
For what is feet?
And they never the age because Esau had no problem killing our youth. They had no problem killing our women. They had no problem killing our elders. Go ahead.
For what is feasible is found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not our turn. For not our turn. He is contrary to our youth.
Right. So he's not we're not for your turn, and we are very contrary to your wickedness. Let's come to the point. But now, and how Esau lies, and the children. So once again, the screenshot, the thumbnail on my video is the wheels are turned this way. I'm gonna start talking about the wheels are turned to the right. What does that mean? That means if my wheels are turned to the right and you're standing in front of me, okay, and my wheels are turned to the right, no matter how hard I push the gas, I'm going that way. I'm not running you over. All right? And to show you how stupid that guy is, he uploaded his video, which he wasn't supposed to be recording on his own phone, thinking that would save himself, and made it worse. And he said, well, mine, because when you're looking at his version, it's all blurry because it's a straight-on shot. That doesn't show you the wheels. The wheels are turned this way, and in slow motion, with the wheels turned this way, that puts the passenger window to this side, and the car out of the way, his arms are completely extended.
Yep.
Shooting in the side of the window, and people and Edomites got on the comment board and said that all the shots went through the front window. It was only one hole in the windshield. Right? And which means when her wheels turned to the right, the car went this way, and he shot her 2 more times in the side. That woman was afraid, and she was panicking and just tried to get out of there. She was trying to get away from him. But you got these men, these masked men that are heavily armed, that come up and start snatching on your door. All right, and then and that's another thing, that the video before the shooting surfaced, and what was said. And what was said, they were having a conversation, and you heard the woman say, I didn't know she was a, alphabet lifestyle. I didn't know that when I did my video. I learned that after the fact. But nevertheless, she was having a conversation with another officer, and it turns out that she was pulling out as they were coming down the street.
Right.
And she let somebody go by. One of the cars went by, and then the other one, they just got mad.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you didn't give us the right way?
Yeah.
And so police officers don't walk up to people's cars and start snatching doors open.
Yeah.
But guess what? Who do that? Gestapo.
Yeah, Gestapo.
All right? The Gestapo do that. And it's just like Jesse Ventura said, man. Somebody get Genesis 27 at the blessing. I think it's 36, 37. 27, 36, 37. Esau is a liar, and he's just a liar from the beginning, man. Also, go back and get the one I spoke about. When the Lord asked Cain, where was Abel? All right? No, don't read it just yet, but just hold it. All right, so nevertheless, the wheels were turned to the right, and people were getting on the internet, and even the vice president. Well, she tried to run him over, and he shot. He was defending himself. The video shows the opposite. We live in a world where Esau Edom tries to tell you that left is right.
Right.
He tells you that up is down. He tells you that forward is backwards.
Right.
And then why is it? Because I said so.
Yeah, exactly.
Not because they're right. And that's basically what they're saying. The video was played in super slow motion. All right? The wheel, which means if he saw the wheels turning away from him, he knows that it's not coming straight at him. All right, and he still had time to draw his gun, step and turn to get the angle. The car's going away from him. He murdered that woman.
And for y'all to know, he's talking about the event that happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the ICE agent killed this woman because they've been armed to do Gestapo tactics. That's what the elder is going into.
And that's pretty much what they're here for.
Right.
All right. And Jesse the Body Ventura told you that he said, he was in Asia when it happened. He was in the Philippines when they put the militia on the street with machine guns. All right. And he said, when you got military on the streets, that's now martial law.
Right.
Okay. That's martial law. The problem is you still got law enforcement that are walking around, and this is the time before it's a clash between, the Gestapo and the regular law enforcement.
The real talk, the police, whoever her family is should be suing the police officers because they're supposed to stop that. You allow this man to kill her in cold blood, she did no criminal offense. All she did was get out, she was trying to leave.
The police weren't there.
Right. I thought she was talking to the officer. She was talking to the ICE officer.
She was talking to the ICE people. Right?
Oh, okay.
She was talking to, there was no police there, bro. But nevertheless, your vice president got on television. Christy Nome got on television. They all lied just to protect their narrative.
Right.
They just control to protect the narrative. They trying to tell you that this video that went viral. And then all of a sudden they put out all these AI videos too, and that's gonna be their excuse.
Wow.
So because people are doing shit with AI, and they gonna try to, they gonna use that as an excuse to shut down the internet. But nevertheless, bring those scriptures out, man. So let's get to this.
This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 36. And he said, this is Esau speaking, and he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing.
And so he lied on Jacob. He lied You sold it to him for some half-cooked meat.
Yep.
All right? Some lentil beans and some half-cooked meat, man. The meat still have blood in it. And Jacob trying to tell him, well, it ain't ready yet. Fuck that, man.
I need it now.
Man, that blood. He said, well, swear to me. And so he sold his birthright to his brother. So on the day that the blessing, because you couldn't get the blessing if you didn't have the birthright. Yep. So when it came time to get the birthright, he put his red ass in there trying to take something that was no longer his. Okay? If you sell somebody, you got a gold chain. All right? With a medallion that's worth a lot of money. Okay? You get into a pinch and you like, damn, I want to part. Shit, I need this money. And so, and you got a friend that was always, shit, I'll buy it, I want it. And so he buys it. It's now his. All right? So just because I'm by the crib visiting and I want to go out tonight, like, damn, man, I'm real good because I just bought this. Oh, man.
No longer yours.
Right, it's no longer yours, man. So that's what this man tried to do. He tried to go in there and get a blessing that no longer belonged to him. And he lied. Esau is a liar. He's always been a liar. Get that other one. Whoever got it.
Book of Genesis, chapter 4, and verse 8. It says, Genesis 4 and 8, and 8, his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
He snuck him, just like Cassandra killed Alexander's sons, his wife and his mother. You know, they knew him.
Right.
He got all close to him. They didn't feel great. And all of a sudden, they just felt some cold ass steel. Why? Right. You know, right. We done conquered all of Asia, conquered Africa together.
I got him, man.
Right. Damn, we didn't drink wine,
Right.
had orgies and shit,
Right.
with all kind of heathenistic shit, right, together. Right. And now you gonna put the knife in my back. Okay? Well, go ahead, brother.
Genesis chapter 4 and verse 9, and the Lord YAHAWAH said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? He said, I know not if I my brother's keeper.
Now, come on, man. Then he gonna get, man, Esau is a bold piece of shit. He lied to YAHAWAH himself.
Right in his face.
All right, YAHAWAH already knows that's what you've done. All right? All right? He already knows what you've done.
Right.
You're like, well, I don't know. All right, on some Dave Chappelle shit. So, right. Oil. What are you talking about?
He talking. That's just part of the month.
And as a matter of fact, they did that with that AI shit. They did one with Trump.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. I stole that shit. It's like,
I stole that shit.
yeah, they out of control with this AI.
Hey, out of it.
But he's a liar, man. No, that's the point.
I got something.
The point is that Esau's a liar. So from their authority on down to the, you can't trust him.
Right.
From the vice president down to the little bitty girl, it was a black line. All right? Who ate that chocolate?
Right.
It was a black line.
Right, that's fine.
So the mother said, so you mean to tell me that a black man broke in here, broke in our house, he didn't take the TV, he didn't take the Xbox, he didn't take the PlayStation, all he stole was the chocolate?
It was a chocolate.
Go ahead, brother.
It's Psalm 58 verse 3.
Yeah, we know that.
That take place. First week out.
In the background, that is what the Father of God. It's Psalm 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb and go astray as soon as they be born to the lie. And going into what the elder said. That little girl immediately blamed the Israelite man for a thief.
And she was like 3. She was 3 years old. So that means that's learned. Someone taught her that. Or it's just in her spirit to do it. I'm going to go with it's just in her spirit.
And 3 is in the spirit.
Right?
Like you said, she was born that way.
Okay?
I was surprised.
Yeah. I got one right
It's
quick.
like it's black man. She's wiping the chocolate off her face.
Yeah, that's great.
Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the death matter that stops from here. And that's the wicked philosophy that pushes out on the world, man.
I got one right quick. So Proverbs 29:12, it says, if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. And that's what we say, as the ruler is the people. So this whole foundation the elders going into is built on lies, theft, robbery, and murder. And it has never changed. This is Esau's M.O. The brother just read it, born wicked from the womb. He was built for lies, robbery, and theft. And Revelation 6:4 said, he came to take peace from the earth. How has he done that? He hid who he was, lied, stole our identity, killed our people, raped, robbed, and murdered. Now he's got theft going across the world, and all that's coming to an end.
He's on repeat.
Yeah.
He's on because the Don and I were in the car on the way here, and you know, we listened to a video. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. But I came to realize after listening to it that Trump is doing what his handlers do. The way that D.B. Milkowski is over there, you know, the Khazar deniers, you know, they're denying that they the Khazars.
Right.
But those Khazar deniers, what are they doing? They're expanding. They're expanding. And so, you know, was it General, was it Petraeus who came down with, they said that they want us to go into Iraq, Libya. He gave the whole breakdown. And, you know, and none of it, and the other general asked him, why? And he was like, I don't know. You know? It's like, 'cause your people are the devil, man.
Right.
And Iran was the last one on the list, and they basically wreaked havoc in all those places except Iran. Well, they have wreaked havoc in Iran, but they haven't been able to take over. Okay? They're expanding. All right? They're still destroying Palestine, and they're expanding. And you know, and basically he on some similar shit. Everything that your eyes can see, that the sun sets on, is yours. Right? Now, they on that bullshit. But Trump was trying to do the same thing. Because that little piece of shit, that little booty face, funny looking Stephen Miller, we just shouldn't have to explain shit to you. That's basically what he said. We're a superpower. Fucking little Napoleon, punk ass nigga. We're a superpower. Little ass out here. Little mini-me looking motherfucker, man. Bald from everything. But trying to be like his father, evil. But mini-me. You know? Right. But he a little evil mini-me, man.
Right, God.
But he's funny looking white. Bet his kid's funny looking too.
Right.
But nevertheless, man, they're just being the devil. Okay, so now he's trying to expand by he's threatening to take Cuba, he's threatening to take Canada, he's threatening to take Denmark, and he was even talking about money and shit. So, and Greenland. So, I mean, not Denmark, but Greenland, from Denmark. So, basically, the Canadian president is like, no, because if you take Greenland, we're next. All right? And we were listening to one of the podcasts, and basically, Germany said they're standing with Denmark. And Denmark said you cannot take Greenland. And Trump, he fixed his lip. That, well, just because they landed a boat there 500 years ago, they think that it's theirs. I'm like, you can't look, if you're a pale male, you can't say shit like that. Right. Because a boat landed in Denmark and Greenland 500 years ago. Yeah, he was like the booty man, the booty glory on this shit. He's like, we gonna do this shit the hard way, we gonna do it the easy way. Basically, I'm taking your shit. That's what he said. Right. He said, there ain't no choice at all. Okay?
And he's doing this because his whole economy is collapsing,
But see,
right?
he can't, and that's the thing, is that he can't do it. They don't have the resources or the power to do it. I mean, they're gonna have to draft, and that means they're gonna snatch them up. All these, everybody that's between 18 and 20. Matter of fact, they took it up to 36 or 37 now. So they great, and if you, so especially if you single and you don't have any children, oh, they coming for your ass. All right, and guess what? They coming after you hoes too.
Yeah.
So now you women, you know, gonna have to, you know, accept them equal rights with those lefts.
Yeah, they tough as hell anyway,
You know?
right?
Yeah.
So they think.
They didn't watch enough Marvel movies. What's that pretty one, Miss One, the girl, Black Knight or something? Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yeah, they think they Black Widow.
And her sister.
Right. That's what they think they are.
Right. There was they did a comment. Her sister was like, "Why do you always land like this? Why you do that?" Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? You know, and that's what the elders, like YAHAWASHI outside, the apostles, the elders, man, you know, exposing this man. And the elders said, I'm looking for example, that really all these things going on because the prophets, YAHAWASHI outside, put the spirit on the prophets to bring these things out. As a result, that's what we see.
Yeah. You know, our work is not been in vain. We've been suffering, freezing. It's cold out here today. You know, there's some brothers out here been out here, you know, from the beginning. And we had them 10-hour camps. You know, and it went to 8 hours, and then went to 6 hours. And the Lord is pulling, and we was out here in 0-degree weather. All right. You know? Yeah, it was rough. But you know, but you know what? But as a result of that, look how great Millstone grew. Look how great Millstone Chicago. Right? And worldwide, this message is going out. To the point now, when you got Walmart selling our signs. Esau said, fuck it, we can't stop this shit, we gonna make money. Esau got the 12 tribe sign on their website selling them now. Okay? That shit blew. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Yeah. and they got it right. I don't know if they got the backside right. They ain't, yeah, Esau didn't put himself on there as the Edomite. He didn't put the whole sign, but he got the front of the sign with the just the Israelites on it. Right. Right. Yeah. We're right. Or he gonna blame it on? No, he ain't gonna blame it on the issues.
The thing about that is the word is pushed out that, man. It says the world, then the end shall come.
Yep.
You know, so we're at that point, man, to the point that, as we already said, man, even Walmart is selling 12 tribe short signs.
Yeah. That bugged me out. Yeah, but nevertheless, you got, let me turn that thing off.
Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do nothing against the truth before the truth. Right. So, hey, there's no way that he can come against it. But he would monetize it, because that's what he does with everything. You know?
This book of 2 Ezra 6 and verse 27, and it reads, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And right, this truth is being declared, man. And ultimately, we're coming out with the true people of the Lord are, man. We're coming out to see who these devils are, man, which are these Edomites, these so-called white people, man. You know, so the truth is out there, man.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Go ahead, bro.
I got that Isaiah 29 for you.
Yeah.
It said Isaiah 29 and verse 15, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahawah, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who have seen us, who have known us.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. They can't hide anymore. Secrecy has been their strength. Now all of a sudden BB is talking about they're not gonna take the 3.8 billion yearly anymore. Because everybody's on their ass.
Right.
Like, wait a minute, we over here starving and broke. And I got a client right now They're stressing the fuck out because starting before Christmas up until now, she had to do nothing but fire people. She's fired like 40 people. All right? And she don't like doing that shit. You know? She was like, she wasn't happy. She know these people got families and children, and, you know, and bills, and all of a sudden, you know, and especially when they good workers, you know what I mean? They got excellent, you know, work records and always showing up, you know. But because of downsides and the political bullshit and other things, you know, she got to fire people. She's like, I don't want to do this shit.
She voted for DJ Trump. This is what y'all put in office.
Nah, she hates. Personally, she hates it. But the point is though, is that, you know, it's messed up out there. Yeah. And people, so America's not progressing, it's regressing. Okay? It's on a major decline and it's happening fast. You know, so now getting back to that thing with Germany saying it stands with Denmark against America, and now all of NATO. So basically, we're here. Get that Revelation 17 chapter, man. They're all gonna, yeah. So it's you know, and get that 2 Peter 2. The day of you know, like fervent heat. We're getting dangerously close to that, man. And you also got Egyptian versus Egyptian. Egyptians are killing other Egyptians. Okay? ICE Gestapo is offing American citizens, man. Which is, and so, and then you got these, what do you, I'll just call them flame fanners all over the internet. You got the flame fanners, you know, social media flame fanners. Okay? That was I was at day camp, Mike Ellis camp. On the way here, I stopped by those brothers, and they said it was a protest out there. Tell them about it, brother.
Yeah. Now, I got the video. There was a protest, and they were going against, they were protesting against ICE and democracy.
Go ahead, brother. And on my way, while he's pulling it up, on my way here, I walked past a bus station, and somebody wrote, you know, unalive your local ICE agent, and they put in huge on the bus stop. So that spirit is moving, man. Yeah, 2 Isaiah 19, and that division. Okay? Okay, and for the record, this is the 4th shooting of, actually, it's the 5th, because didn't the woman get shot here as well? So it was one that got beat up, and one got shot. She didn't die though, but she did get shot. But yeah, so that's the 5th shooting. Okay? You had the woman that got shot in Chicago by the agents. You had a man got killed, a Jake shootout in New York on New Year's Eve by the ICE agents. And then you had this Mrs. Good. There ain't nothing good about her. But you had Mrs. Good that just got taken out by the ICE agents. And then you had a married couple that both got popped while sitting in their car in the damn doctor's park. They were in a hospital parking lot. The ICE rolled up on them, and they ended up getting shot, both of them. All right, and drove away, shot the fuck up, and drove to another hospital. I don't know their names or their condition yet. That happened in Portland the day after Miss Hood got unalived, after she got murdered. And I'ma just keep saying, while the wheels were turned to the right, away from the agent that put 3 in her windshield. Threw 1 in her windshield and 2 into her passenger window. And then you have a whole slew of Americans came out to defend him on the common, along with the president and Christy Nolan. Just outright lied. She tried to run him over and he defended himself. End of it. No, man, it ain't the end of it, because that's not what the video said. No, we gonna talk about this. Okay? And that's just it, man. No matter how you present all kind of truth, all types of evidence and receipts, and this man refuses to look at the truth, that's the same shit they did with me in court. Okay? I had my day in court, and I annihilated them in court with evidence to where the judge was siding with me. You would think I was a prosecuting attorney, and they would have, you know, they had nothing to say because I came with so much evidence and so much proof. They couldn't say anything. So what did the judge do? The court was on a Monday. He said, well, we're going to adjourn and I'm going to give my decision by Friday. Friday went by. It was a whole year and 4 months later. And for her to turn around and say she had no jurisdiction. And why the fuck do we have court if you had no jurisdiction? Esau wants to remove himself from the picture when the truth comes out. Right? They become the Spider-Man meme.
Or that Homer Simpson.
Okay? They're right there. Homer Simpson fade into the bushes. Absolutely.
It's the book of Psalms 144 and 11. It says, rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood.
Right. The right hand of falsehood, man. Just prescribing and telling lies, man. That, Job 13. That's telling lies, man. You know, they come with their scientific evidence about being superior. They false statistics. 13% bullshit. It's way more than 13%. They've been using that lie for a very long time. And when the shit go down and get bad, they're gonna learn the hard way that it's way more than 13%. And when their numbers been dwindling the whole time. All right, don't forget with the opioid thing, they lost 40 million young adults in 20 years. 40 million pale people. At the same time, they weren't having a lot of babies and having no children. So they fabricating a lot of numbers, man. Okay? Right. Not only them, but people that come from Northern Africa and people that come from Western Asia too. Right? When those people get here, you know, you got Somalians chocolate as fuck. And they label as white people when they get here. You know?
Charlize Theron isn't fucking, she's not a fucking black. It doesn't say black in a fucking
no.
Right. That's an African American.
Right, Charlize Theron is African too, man.
Right.
She old, she's still fine.
I still crack that bitch.
Fine evil bitch.
Half a honey pack out.
Can't leave out the evil part. Whatever you got.
This Job.
The book of Job, chapter 13, and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
It's forgers of lies, man. Physicians of no value. And that's another thing they lie to you, like definitely in the doctor's office. Right? Doctors are put here to feed you meds to treat your symptoms. They're not here to doctor it up. They're not here to heal people. Matter of fact, they came hardly against holistic doctors.
Right.
If you remember a couple years back, no, more than that, if you go right back before COVID, you go back 6-7 years ago, and how you had like hundreds of holistic doctors all ended up dead, and then right after all that, they stopped talking about that story, then the COVID hit. So you done murdered all these holistic doctors, and then COVID hit right after that. All right? Yeah, you had hundreds of holistic doctors that kept meeting with accidents. You know?
Chest cold.
Right. This nigga and he got receipts. This nigga that cured AIDS, he done cured herpes, he done cured shit. And then they'll still have to throw the commercial. Although there's no cure to HIV. You a fucking lie. There's court records that show you that Dr. Sebi healed the shit. All right? And herpes. So the big pharma is like, no, you shut up. Right. fuss around and hit the video just for saying that. All the shit that came out, that right there, you know?
You gotta think about the pharmaceutical industry. That's it's payday in America.
Like I said, they make money treating, and then it's been proven that a lot of their medicines, even on their commercials, they tell you all the side effects. With happy music playing in the background. They'll say, and even death. Right.
Nigga jump rope and this shit.
Little kids running with balloons and shit. Even death.
Yes, even death.
Right.
Anal bleeding, prostate swelling.
It's
Infertility.
Like right. It's like, well, damn, I'd rather just deal with the sickness.
Yeah, no.
You know?
The rod might fall off.
And then a lot of that shit leave you with cancer too.
Yeah.
And I tell you too, man. I saw a video with some pretty interesting information. Which is something that I was already doing it, but not doing way more now. But it turned out that the tribe of Issachar has the lowest, they have the lowest numbers with cancer out of all the tribes. As a matter of fact, out of the whole world population. And it turns out that because Issachar eats so many jalapeno peppers, it turns out that not just hot shit, but something about jalapeno peppers has enzymes in it and things that naturally kill cancer cells. Right? Right? But yeah, it turns out the jalapeno peppers, so now that's just a myth, now they go fuck with jalapeno peppers.
No, most of the food is basically food that they use with herbs, man.
Yeah.
With fennel, basically
I eat the shit out some jalapeno peppers. And they're good for your rod too.
Good for your dick.
Right?
Say less.
So jalapeno peppers, like I said, it has an enzyme in it that naturally kills cancer. So all you have to do is just eat jalapeno peppers often. You know, every week, make sure you get some into your system. And it'll help bring, it's good for your heart, it'll help bring your blood pressure down. And then if you have issues with cancer, there you go. All right? So, you know, Esau Edom, he wants to use the pseudoscience to destroy you or make money off you. Or both. Because he don't want you dead. He wants you sick.
He wants to treat you.
He wants to keep you comfortable until you die. I want to keep you accustomed. So I need to turn, man, that drug right to be wild. You need to tone that shit down. They in the lab figure shit out like that.
5 less milligrams.
It's like, no, man, because it's fun. Man, one of those balls is bigger than the other. You know, you gotta tone that shit down. What the fuck going on with it? All right? You gotta fix that shit. So just enough to where it makes you feel better. Okay? So now you can continue to smoke, you can continue to drink, do all the shit that's fucking you up. It's gonna kill you anyway. But then now they got the drugs to tone that shit down. Alright? Or trying to figure out how can I mix dick pills with high blood pressure.
Let's go!
Alright, so this dude with high blood pressure can still get his freak on. Alright, and I can make money off from that way. But then if the nigga dies, you know, then I can his people over at the funeral place, his family over there, now they making the money. All right.
You get that? Barbecue sauce.
No, somebody get that. Somebody read Joe. Get that 1 Timothy 6:20.
This is 1 Timothy 6:20.
Fake lies, fake statistics. You know.
This is 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called.
Right. So because now the Esau Edom, now the Esau is being exposed. Another one of his frequent attacks now is coming with with his pseudo shit. That's superior shit. Which, like, man, you gonna really try to regurgitate that? Man, just look at the football field. Look at the soccer football field. Look at boxing. Look at MMA. Look at basketball. Look at the NBA. Look at the Major League Baseball. Nigga, you ain't superior to shit. Clearly. Okay? And now you can't have babies and your numbers are doing. So how'd that superior thing work out? You gonna really try to bring that bullshit back?
It's funny because that's what they did with Jack Johnson. You know, they were going around saying that the so-called white man was a superior race, and then he could beat any race. And then they got into the ring with Jack Johnson, and he demolished that fact.
Yep. And it was happening in London before it even happened over here. Low key in them bare knuckle matches, man. And I fucks with that bare knuckle shit. That shit real. All right. But yeah, that was a show that came out, and it was pretty decent. It's called 1,000 Blows. All right, and it's about bare knuckle boxing, underground boxing in London before boxing went mainstream. When they introduced the gloves and wanted to, you know, introduce the rules and all that shit. And basically, you had all the immigrants there. You had Benjamin coming over from the islands. You had Moab coming over. And basically what you had was that this Benjamin who got in the ring and he started beating up all the Edomites. Yeah. And so that sort of thing was happening even before Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson is an after effect of that. All right? So Jake was over there proving overseas that clearly this man is not superior, because Jake was over there, you know, beating the shit out of Esau. And on the average, if you took an untrained Jake and an untrained Edomite, and they have Mortal Kombat, okay? 9 times out of 10, Jake gonna win. Right? Simple as that. And in order for Esau to beat Jake, right, it has to be a trained Edomite versus an untrained Jake. Because in most cases, if Jake is trained too, Esau ain't gonna do so well.
Every time.
All right? In most cases.
His name was Hezekiah Moscow.
Yep, that was his name. Hezekiah Moscow.
Hezekiah Moscow.
Yep, because he was popular, the leader, once we were talking about the white gangs. He was popular leader, the white chick of the elephants. I think it was called the white elephants or green elephants. Right, and they were a bunch of thieves. They were professional thieves. Women. You know, they would work crowds. They would like do distractions and little shows and shit. When everybody's watching, all the women be all in everybody's pockets. Excuse me, sorry. Getting watches, wallets, right. Distracting you with some big ass titties.
No, they gonna
Excuse me, sir. Right, the other bitch, all in your shit.
I'm right.
He talking to her like, yeah. She bumping into him. So while she touching him, he stimulated. He this other bitch cleaning him out. Yeah, so that's what that. So basically, the show is based on a true story. All right, so I watched the series. It was a pretty decent little series. And they killed his homie because his homie was a boxer too, and they were so jealous and afraid of him that they sent an assassin to kill him, but they ended up killing his homie and not him. All right, they thought they got him, but they got his homie.
Yeah. So Hezekiah Moscow says he's a Jamaican boxer active in London in the 1880s who gained fame in the late 19th century from the show 1,000 Blows.
Yeah. So they decided to do a story. I didn't know it was a real. I knew that sort of thing happened, but I didn't know that the story was true. So that's good. Now you know I might have to go back and rewatch it because the dude that plays the Moabite in it, I believe that dude is really a Jake. The Moabite dude who gets revenge. I don't want to take revenge, but if you ever saw the movie, the series, which is really good, that Bruce Lee's daughter did. It was what was it called? A Warrior. And and it was about the Chinese immigrants and there was that big story, that race riot when the Chinese fought all the white people. And they used kung fu to fuck up all the Irish and the Scots and the white people and shit in Chinatown. In San Francisco, they had a big race riot, a big race brawl. Yeah, that show real, bro. And he was one of the gang leaders in there, right? Because they call Edomites ducks because they walk, you know. And it was like right, and then they called it the pond, so they said ducks out of the pond. He was like fucking ducks. They didn't like the Edomites, and the ducks fucked with Jake. Jake and the ducks was cool. I mean, Jake and the Moabites, they was getting because they were both being oppressed. Right? They didn't have a problem with each other. Right? That's another show to watch. Show to watch. You get a lot of historical. And so yeah, there was this big race riot, and this shit finally went down. And then it was on. And all the gangs stopped fighting each other to fuck up Esau. And they did fuck up Esau. Exactly. Just like with NATO. So matter of fact, now that we did that, we get to that revelation. Perfect. Yeah.
The book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 16, says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these all shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and ignorant, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire."
Yeah, and that's what we see the beginning stages of that. Now it's not gonna get that far. Now the war can break out. It's not gonna go where they shooting them hot arrows. It's not gonna get to that part until later. But the fight is it's on. As a matter of fact, there's a story, you know, that nobody's talking about it. So I wanted to see if they can find something on it. But you know how they took the Venezuelan ship, and they took that ship. Well, in case y'all didn't know, Russia took 12 American ships.
Damn.
12 of them. They said, "Yeah, what's up, this nigga?" In America, and they no media cover, but it's on the internet. All right, they're not even talking about it. Okay,
I had to find it on TikTok.
you know, yeah. So you know you know. So basically, America like Red Father. No. You know, he said no. Right? They're like Red's father. But 12 of their ships. 12 of them. Right? And they say they're keeping them shits. And it's doing a lot of damage, a lot of damage to the economy, but yet nobody in the mainstream media is even talking about it because it's so embarrassing and shameful to this regime. And they everybody's shocked, you know, that they turned around and did the same shit to them. And they took 12 ships. Right?
You can't leave.
Right, now you can't leave.
They try to continue with that false narrative that they still a superior race and a superior country. But like we talked about, Russia's got more nukes than them, and combined with China, way more than America. So that superpower struggle is fading real fast. Nobody, like the hammer of the earth is, you know, nobody's afraid of you no more. You're becoming weak as everybody else.
Plus they got those supersonic things.
Right, yeah.
Hey, Elder, and Salakia, I know, but it's funny though, because you started off talking about how they try to paint these narratives, right? And it always ends up falling apart because after they did that shit with Maduro and seized them ships, those tankers, the whole narrative was, see, everybody's scared shitless of the United States. Blah, 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 just for Russia to turn around and do that to show, nigga, we can do it too.
Yeah.
Nobody's scared of them motherfuckers.
They took 12 commerce ships, and they're holding all of the people that worked on the ships, all the employees, all the crews are being held and brought up on charges in Russia. All of them. And the Chinese had something to do with it too, because supposedly when they took Maduro, I think some Chinese people, some of their dignitaries got unalived in that process. So China is not happy. Okay? So this thing can kick off any minute. We're one incident away, man. And we don't know what it's gonna be. I wish I could tell you. And even more so, I just wish it would happen. I'm tired. I'm ready for this. This shit can kick off today. Lights can go out right the fuck now. Okay?
Yeah, I was watching videos upon where, the fact that Venezuela sends 7% of their crude oil to China, and you don't blockade Venezuela, you cause a major influx. So China ain't got no choice. If you're gonna stop their production of oil, it's gonna be a fight no matter what. Yeah. You're not gonna win that fight. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't. They're relying on that oil to do what they need to do, and China supplies that oil to other people as well. Go ahead.
It's just the hypocrisy of Trump in America. Because Stephen Miller, the little bitch ass funny looking dude that I was talking about, he said, well, there's no way we're gonna let another adversaries operating our back door. And I'm like, nigga, you the one that kept moving NATO countries next to Russia, and they kept telling you not to do that. But now, if they operating out of them, now I guess you see how it feels. Okay? You've been doing it. America has been doing that for literally the last 15, 20 years. Constantly moving those NATO bases and American bases close to the Russia and China on the outskirts. That's like, and I give the example, that's like your ops, stand right in front of your house. They don't never cross your property line into your gate. But every time you come to your window, look out the window, they standing out front. All right? Then you go to the back doors, one standing in the alley. But then, hey, we ain't messing with you. What you mean you ain't messing? Right. And that's basically what America been doing the whole time. And now it's being done to them. They want to act like bitches. Right. Exactly. It's intimidation. So now that this dude running out the door up in the thing on you, now you got a problem. Well, you don't want to stood out in front of his house over and over again. So he asked his old lady, hey, them dudes out there again? All right.
I got some of that.
Exactly. You only gonna do that for so long, man. America has been doing that. And they love to spin a narrative on the news like they the victim, like them Israelis over there. They professional victim villains. They doing all the dirt, and then they want to act like they just being so picked on and so attacked. It's like, no, man, you can't stand out in front of somebody's house with your stuff in your hand. And hey, if we ain't stunting you, bro, we'll be still in front of your house. Right. And that's what they've been doing. Come on, man. And they love to talk, and they love to turn the cameras on when you're reacting to it. Right? When you finally reacting and you running up on them, that's when they turn the cameras on. See? But all that time you've been, provoking. Right, when the cameras ain't on them, they throwing up their signs and shit. Right. As soon as the camera come on, they laugh. It's like, come on, man. Bring it out, brother.
How you were just basically saying America's in everybody's backyard, right? This book of Habakkuk 2 and 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, which is his philosophies. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Because America is everywhere in everybody's backyard, man. This whole situation that happened with Venezuela with the oil situation and things like that. America is in everybody's business, man. And it says, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, it cannot be satisfied. So essentially, when this devil, steal your property, when you steal your resources, you only want more, man. It's never enough.
Right. Matter of fact, go ahead and get Micah, because all that's being outside your front door, he ends up taking your shit.
Right, man. And
right, that's what the Israelis do. They go set up shop, all right? And next thing you know, they kicking farmers off their own land. Taking over their olive trees. You got an olive, you got all these olive trees, and it's been in your family for generations. And these people show up, and not only they take over your olive trees, they take over your couch. They sitting on your couch playing your Xbox and everything.
Steal the shit.
And the reason they've done all this is because that petrodollar, that global banking system. America has forced the whole world to sell in petrodollars, along with their military bases, this is how they was able to gain the influence and power over the world.
It was a bully move.
A bully move.
And it was to ensure, well, you know, you're going to use my money, and I'm going to leave this garrison of armed men, right? I'm going to leave these armed men here, just, you know, just in case.
Just in case. And now,
you know, just to ensure, you know, I want to ensure that you have some democracy. Right? Look, y'all, like y'all need some democracy.
Even with the whole Venezuela thing, Trump basically just pulled a Jake Paul. You know, he went to a nation that doesn't have any power, that was already low, and he went and demolished them and made it look like America was stronger. And a lot of fucking niggas and in Americans got really riled up by it, man. So they were protesting, and it was like that. America just gangstered that.
Because of the ones with good sense know that shit it's not smart. And not to mention that America could not win. They have to go on the ground if they were to try to take if they were going to try to take Venezuela. There's no other way to do it, and they would lose the ground because the Venezuela and all its compadres around it have now linked up. And they have a 6 million man strong militia over there, in case you didn't know it. 6 million strong that are very well trained in jungle warfare. America has not trained jungle warfare since I was in the Marine Corps. Okay? They've been trained in desert warfare and urban and desert. They are not ready for a jungle conflict, man. Not at all. They get into a jungle conflict, they can get their ass handed to them. All right, they are not. When you look at their uniform is still the standard uniform is desert. It's not green anymore. It's not jungle. All right.
This is Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
It's in the power of their hands to do it, man. All right? What? And then you set your military up. Okay? You set your military up to ensure that they keep what you have stolen. Read.
And they covered fields and take them by violence.
Yep. So they covered fields. They covered fields. Stand on that side, brother. Stand on that side, brother. Go ahead. Over there, brother.
You was good.
Yes, you put us on. Don't matter.
Wait till it's inside.
Let's go on next side.
This is Micah 2 and 2. And they covered fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress them.
That's what they just did in Venezuela. Because
and they came back.
It ain't just about war. They got rare earth metals, man. You need rare earth metals for this shit in our hand, for warfare, for drones, for the new shit they need to develop, for the AI data centers that they're about to build.
And they got gold and silver reserves too.
Yeah, we need some of that
so not only Venezuela is very rich.
That's right.
As far as which means the people should not be poor at all.
Hell no.
Everybody in Venezuela should have at least 3-4 pair of Jordans. Right? And a car. And some bling. Okay? Easily, because they sitting on cobalt, they sitting on gold, they sitting on silver, lithium, and they also have the biggest oil reserves on the planet right now. So ain't no way in the world they should be a third world country. Why? Because the cars are deniers. It's prophecy. It all comes down to the cars are deniers, man.
Backing up what you're saying too, that the streamer Speed, I Show Speed, he's doing like an African tour right now, Africa tour. And I believe he's in like Botswana or some shit like that. And he went to like their top diamond seller. And he went in there, he said, yeah, I'm trying to buy some shit. And the dude pretty much told him, nah, you can't buy it from us. If you want to buy it, you got to go to De Beers or our other customer. But I can't tell you who our other customer is. Come to find out, it was the Khazar deniers. That was the other customer. That's who's controlling all of the diamond resources in that area.
That's why they're poor.
In the world, Exactly. That's why they're poor. Right? Because of the Khazar deniers. Right? And if you're new on the comment board, the Khazar deniers are the people who deny their Khazar heritage. They deny that they're the descendants of those people that converted to a certain religion. And they are. Right? So the damn Khazar deniers, man. They controlling everything.
That's why when I got deployed,
including ICE. They're controlling everything, man.
Yeah, when I got deployed, you seen Ishmael in them. Ishmael spreaded their wealth amongst the other Ishmaelites, man. And you see regular Ishmaelites, they all bought it.
Yeah.
They all bought it. They all spent their money. You know, of course, certain families got more, but since they Ishmaelites, they Muslim, they don't defraud the people of the land. So everybody in the land eating, man, and they balling.
And they're trying to keep different African nations from doing the same thing.
Exactly.
That's why they killed Gaddafi. Right? Because Gaddafi was trying to do exactly that. The Hamites was gonna come up because even though Gaddafi was an Ishmaelite, but he lived in Africa among them Hamites, and he got down with the Hamites, and the Hamites loved him. All right? And he was trying to make Africa come up, and he wasn't trying to go against America. He was just trying to take care of his own. All right? And so they were calling him the King of Africa. And basically, he was bringing a bunch of those African states together to use it, and they were sitting on all that gold, which disappeared. Matter of fact, I have one of my old training partners. His brother was off. They got caught up in all that gold disappeared. Okay? Yeah, he was one of them guys that took the fall for the,
remember when he was trying to send us $1 billion?
Yeah.
He was trying to send $1 billion to the Nation of Islam as a gift, and America denied it. And this wasn't even America's money. America ain't had shit to do with this. This was a gift from these African nations.
And that goes to show you. Yeah, he was trying to send it to Farrakhan. Yeah. You know Farrakhan was going to get rich off
he was selling it.
But I do believe that Farrakhan would have did stuff with it. He would have definitely did shit,
Yeah.
He'd have built schools and shit in neighborhoods. He'd have did shit. I believe he would have. But the point is that he denied that money. Why? It wasn't even theirs. It wasn't hurting you. It just goes to show you that Esau has so much hatred for Jacob, especially Judah. All right? Because that's his thing. Because whenever we're given the same opportunity, when we have the same education that you have, we have the same opportunity that you have, we outdo you.
Every time.
Okay?
Every time.
And then, they just hate on us. It's just the same way, that we can just get their women.
That's right.
All right?
Yeah.
But you the one that did that, because you pushed your women to be free and now they make their own money, their own wealth. They don't need a like you.
Yeah.
So it's not like they gotta suffer and marry some Edomite guy because their parents here. So that's the only way for them to have a good life. You gave them the freedom to have their own good life. So a part of that good life is to have that chocolate bar. They want that Browns love, right?
Yeah, it's always been like that.
It's all right. It's always
been like that.
Because you could do it. You could try to market white chocolate. It don't sell, man. It don't sell. Now flip side of that coin. That's some legitimate white chocolate out there. That is gonna go over your head. But the point being though, is that that's not marketable. People, there's not a lot of people. You're not gonna see a big ass section on white chocolate. You're gonna see one little thing. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Remnants.
Go ahead.
This Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So now we're witnessing the translation of Esau coming out of power, YAHAWASHI on his way back, and the true Hebrew Israelites ruling on earth as it is in heaven once and for all. Remember, Esau, he had bounds he could not pass. that now his shit is over with. The Lord is exposing for the devil he is, the lie he is, the fraud Amalekites over in our land, pretending to be us. The jig is up. The Lord has exposed your ass and it's all over with. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't put this genie back in the bottle. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, just like, you know, American citizens now are hip to the fact that they get that 3.8 billion in aid and more. And now BB is making appearances talking about how he's going to cut that off and we're not going to accept it anymore.
Oh, yeah,
You're
right.
a goddamn lie.
Just lying on camera.
Yeah, who going to turn down $3 billion of free money? Almost $4 billion of free money onion. Yeah, we don't need it anymore. We're not going to take it.
Right.
Right. Fuck out
I'll
of here.
meet you in the back alley.
Right, he pointing to the side door. You know?
Winking at him. I'll meet you around the corner.
He said no, open the table, his hand under the table.
Hey, man, but according to the Talmud, he's okay in doing that.
That's right.
Because we're all goys.
Exactly.
So they can lie to you.
Word for warning.
You know what I mean? This is Jeremiah 50 and 9. And I was reading Jeremiah 50 the last couple of days, man. This is one of the most beautiful chapters, man. All right, Jeremiah 50, 49, 50, 51, man. Those are some of the most beautiful chapters.
I was holding 49-10 right now.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her.
Wow.
This is coming. This is coming.
And what we were talking about earlier, with Germany saying they stand with Denmark, and then all NATO is backing up Germany. That's what he just read. Read.
It says, from then, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. It says none shall return in vain. So their missiles are going to be
The Lord's going to be with them.
Yeah.
The Lord's going to be, the Lord's Spirit is going to be in those arrows that come over here.
That's right.
All right? And you know, the type arrows that melt shit when they land. That's going to fly from one end of the earth to the other, man. All right? I don't care how swole you are. You know, you ain't, you know, ain't no nigga, I always say it, man, ain't no nigga standing on the shore of Chicago and shooting an arrow and then some nigga in Michigan get hit from the neck and fall down. It went all the way over the water. No, man. We're talking about them ICBMs. That's what the Bible was always talking about.
That's right.
The glittering sword. All right? Somebody hold that that glittering sword that should come down upon our Idumea. Go ahead, brother.
It says, verse 10, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahawah. It was Chaldea, America.
Yeah.
It says, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O you destroyers of my heritage. Who was the Lord's heritage? His people.
His people.
All right? It says, you Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, natives, as well as you foreigners scattered abroad.
And it's crazy because it was Jake that actually, you know, when you learn true history, man, it was Jake that actually helped to set up those economies, those the first 13 colonies. It's true. But the Khazar deniers took that shit over. Okay? And they've been in charge ever since, man. And the slave trade started shortly thereafter.
It says, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Right, you got rich as hell through skullduggery, theft, murder, conspiracy, you know, all type of shit.
Child pedo
that
stuff
too,
and trafficking.
Yeah,
all the, you know, that child pedo thing was what you think was happening during the slavery.
Exactly.
All right?
Exactly. It says,
well, go watch the movie Goodbye Uncle Tom and see what happens when they take all the little boys and oil them up with glitter all over. And they all bucket ass naked. All right?
It says, wow, verse 12. Man, right. Your mother shall be sore confounded.
That should have been viewing in every American high school. All right? I don't know if you have to watch, what was that bullshit? Which was actually pretty good, though. Quest for Fire. All right?
Caveman.
And you know, and they trying to tell us that was 10,000 years ago. Nigga, that was the dark ages.
Right. That was your ass.
That was you. Lying ass.
You trying to say it was all Arab? No, that was you.
No, that was you. You Edomites, man. You right, you cave dwellers. That was you.
That was your ass.
And that wasn't 10,000 years ago. That was the dark ages, man. That's that wild. That was that wild man history that they try to mix with Viking history and try to say they was the Vikings. Right. That's how they try to disguise it. That was that wild man history, man.
Like 700 years ago, 800 years ago, roughly.
When you going back to the time of what was that show, The Last Kingdom? That was what, starting around the 8th century. So everything you talking about 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th century, that was then. Esau was coming out of that wild. Matter of fact, all the way up into that 15th century, 14th century artifact of the Moors, of the Israelites with garments on, if they call it Moors, they were Israelites. That were fighting those wild men coming out of the wood, that German tapestry. That was 14th century. So yeah, so they were still the wild men, some of them, all right? So Esau didn't come back into power until after that, man. Yeah, there they go.
The German tapestry. Right, that wasn't that long ago.
That's the wild.
Yeah, they try to make it like that was 1,000 years ago. No, that was dark ages. Right. All right. While you always making movies showing yourself as King Alfred and what's his name, King Arthur and Lancelot and all. No, man. When none of those people, when none of those men white. Right. None of them.
He was Nebuchadnezzar when he was
right.
mad.
Which that fulfilled the prophecy.
Upon their belly they should go.
Upon their belly, that fulfilled the prophecy, man. See, because you went from Alexander to Crete, you know, all these other prominent Edomites to being a goddamn caveman. Because the Lord said he was going to bug you out like that.
Yep.
He said, upon your belly you're going to go.
And guess what? He promised your red ass slavery, and that's next.
That's next.
Right? So you're going to watch your same way you watch your precious Rome get taken over by Negroes. All right? Because you love to make some movies and show some Spartans looking like these guys. Okay? But you know, but yeah. Exactly.
Like his name, Tiberius.
Exactly.
Tiberius.
Yeah, get Isaiah 34.
I got right.
Start at verse 1. You're going to read out with 8.
It's Isaiah 34.
No, let's read this first. God.
Deuteronomy 32 and 39, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and make alive, I wound and I heal.
Right, so it's the Lord that does this, man. He's going to give you life, he's going to take your life. He's going to build your kingdom, or he's going to take your kingdom. Or he's going to give it the earth into your wicked ass hands just to fulfill prophecy. Not because he wants to, because to fulfill prophecy. Right? Because he said so. Okay, go ahead.
Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So if the Lord, if you're on this list, if you're on this hit list, there's no way to get away. Your time is coming. All right, go.
Verse 40, for if I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever, if I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me.
Right, and so who hates him? How we know we hate him? They took his images and changed it to pale. All right? I got a image right now on my phone from a newspaper clipping from 1880s from Indianapolis. All right? There's an Indianapolis newspaper. And basically the headline was that Adam and Eve were Negro. From 1880, Indianapolis newspaper clipping. Yeah. All right? But back then, how many Negroes was reading?
Exactly.
You know?
Hide something from a nigga, put it in a book.
Exactly. Esau looked at that shit and just turned the page. All right, go ahead.
Verse 42.
So these Edomites know, man.
No, yeah.
They've always known. Read.
Deuteronomy 32 and 42, I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Oh, rejoice, ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants.
Right? So all this beating us, I just watched that video of them 5 or 6 correction officers when they had that one Jake with his hands behind his back, and they were beating him and stomping on him and putting their foot in their neck and his chest, and then he died. Then they all trying to rush him, and, you know, and then while the doctor and the nurse are standing there letting them do it, the other cops are standing there letting them do it, nobody's stopping them. All right, they literally beat this man to death, man. And he died of asphyxiation. He had broken ribs, crushed esophagus.
That is suffocating.
Yeah. You know, or often something like that could also make you have a heart attack, even if you're healthy. When you're under that much stress and duress, and you can't, and they're compressing you, you got 500-600 pounds worth of people, you know, crushing on you. You know? You're right.
This Hebrew Israelite, your black females are evil. That's why black men slaying white females. Y'all evil.
Get this, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, they gotta be better on that camera, man.
I ain't know we was tweaking that for finishing this up. So
I ain't know. She came with the team, bro.
he said the He said she.
He said y'all the blacks over this evil.
He in the spirit. She trying to hit him with her boot.
She can't get it off, bro. She's crawling out.
She drunk. She walking like yeah. Because unfortunately, you know, he changed the vibration. Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate truth. The majority of our women, especially the so-called black women, all right, they are evil. Yeah. And they've joined on to our enemies.
The clan.
Right? They've joined on to our enemies. They subscribe to this system that oppresses their men, and they've been all for it. And a lot of them are unapologetic about it. Yeah. They don't care. Even when they're made aware, when somebody actually breaks it down to them and then they get it, they still don't give a fuck. You know? They'll just, you know, what's that song? That song, I call it the nigga song. They're living their best life, that shit. Right. All the bitches. Right. You know, that's all they living their best life. They ain't trying to hear all that you say. Yeah. Right? And now that they being that Esau divorcing their ass, exactly. They ain't living their best life. Exactly. And they're gonna start trying to run back, and it's gonna, when it gets bad out here, there's a lot of women gonna be left high and dry, man. Right?
I got something to back up that point. It's the book of Micah 7 and verse 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahawah thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the street.
And if you would have read verse 9, it said that we had that we were in this point to where the Most High was, we had us on money. So our women, they took that as the advantage to beat us when we were low. Instead of comforting us, the justice on the women that don't make it, they attach themselves to Esau, they're going to go down with it.
Yeah, you're right. They attach themselves to Esau. And when you read that, you can see the finger in the neck. There's your guy. There's your, you know this is talking. It couldn't be talking about no other woman, man.
They call so-called black people dusties.
Yes.
Yeah, let me say this.
Yeah, and you know that word is basically goes back to the word swarthy. So when I tell you that the word, they hijacked swarthy and interchanged it with black. They put black in the place of swarthy. Or dusky. That's what dusky means. They'll say dusties, but what they're really saying is duskies. When you say that someone is dusky, you're saying that they're dark complected. That's what they're talking about. You know, I had one of them older books, and it talked about Shalom, brother. It talked about the swarthy and dusky hordes of Scotland. And it was talking about King James and his family line and all the Scots. It referred to them as swarthy and dusky. It said the swarthy and dusky hordes of Scots. So when you watch The Last Kingdom, and you see all the Scots that was wearing the red, the black and red, like they was BDs, right? Though they all of them should have been swarthy and dusky, especially during the 8th century. They weren't there. They didn't, the pale ones didn't get in there until the 16th century. All right? So it's just, once again, Esau lying, and unfortunately, many of our women and people subscribe to those lies. So a lot of our women are going to, the majority of the 2/3 are women.
Exactly.
All right? Exactly. And then that be both northern and southern kingdom. The majority of the 2/3 are women. And then a big majority of that is definitely the tribe of Judah. Right? Judite woman, I don't know what to tell you.
She was on the phone with the KKK.
Yeah, the whole group of them.
Yeah, they was on the fucking group call. They want to eradicate.
Asking the KKK to eliminate the Duskies.
Yeah.
So they would like it because it's showing you how ignorant people are collectively. In this day and age, to think that you could get rid of your men and then your race could change. No, that's how it even tells you that in the Bible. When the Egyptians wanted to eliminate the Israelites, they weren't trying to kill the women. They didn't want to kill ass and titties. They wanted that. They wanted to keep, they said kill all the male children. Right? Because your race is through your men. Okay? Not through your women. Bring it out.
White man about the YAHAWAH, so they talk about a couple of the other writers. Shit hit the fan. They talk about they gonna take out the black woman, but she's the #1 enemy because hey, you trying to, stay alive, but you got a motherfucking enemy in your house. As soon as you turn your back, hey, he over here, come get this nigga over here. You know what I'm saying? And you say that you just gonna take him out, man.
Yeah.
Get rid of him.
Yeah. And so that became a talking point. So they really fucked themselves, right? Because Esau, what he gonna do? He gonna ghetto gag you, share you with the whole platoon, all right? And then they gonna get rid of your ass. They probably even gonna eat you. When food supplies get low, after everybody that went balls deep and busted about 3 or 4 nuts, all right? Yeah, after the whole platoon had their way with you. Okay? Y'all gonna be some sword walking funny, throwing up, stomach full of nuts. Women, man. Alright? Have a whole platoon of Edomites just gagging you. And then if you spit, they gonna beat you. You gotta swallow every drop, everybody. Okay, it's gonna get grimy and nasty. Right? Right? That's the brutal truth. It's gonna get grimy and nobody's grimier when it comes to things like that than the so-called white.
Esau.
Right, he gonna shit on you, he gonna shit in your mouth, he gonna do all that, piss on you.
I was gonna say, they might just eat her. He gonna do all that to the kids. This is Esau we talking
about. He gonna have his way.
He gonna save your grown ass for food and he gonna have his fun with the kids. Yeah. This is Esau.
Yeah, that's what he been wanting to do the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, you're right, you already know that the pedophilia rings and trafficking. Trump ran on the fact and openly said he was going to stop all that, expose all that. As soon as he said he was going to get rid of the war, stop the wars, stop the money going to the foreign places. And he got in the office and did the complete opposite. He kept the wars going. He keep the Khazar deniers pockets fat.
Yeah.
Khazars walk around with some fat ass pockets all the time. Paying cash, credit good, code words to get interest-free loans and shit. All right,
mortgage paid code.
Okay, and then keeping the money and the troops bombing everything he said he was gonna do. He did the complete opposite. Ain't none of those white men on the Epstein list been ousted.
Nope.
Nobody within, because why? We have to get rid of half of Congress. Most of them, probably half of those high-ranking officers in the Pentagon. Because you remember, going back about 6-7 years ago, they did that sting and found all that pedophilia in the Pentagon. You know, with the pedo stuff. Okay? So you're supposed to be guardians of the country, and you got all kind of pedo stuff on your hard drive.
Yep.
Right.
All of them. Yep. All of them in that island. Why the fuck did you go to that island?
It's the book of Hebrews 12:16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Right. You're right. That was I think in the 5th season of The Walking Dead, them dudes, there was always something about clean. You know, it was a group of Edomites that Daryl ended up hooking up with. And they was raunchy as fuck. And then they ended up catching Rick and his son. What was his son's name? Carl. And the dude was trying to poke Carl. He was trying to rape Carl. Right, he was like, he didn't want the woman. Right. He wanted him. So you're absolutely right.
Esau, man. That's Esau.
Right, he was like, clean. Stop fighting, boy. It'll be easy if you don't fight. Right. This little boy panicking and fighting and shit, like, let me go, fucking creep. This, right.
Esau.
Now I was gonna say,
you know,
he was showing in his movies. It's a movie called, I never watched the shit, but it's a movie called Human Centipede.
Yeah.
Where Esau actually experiments with people in a sexual manner. You know, stapling people's body parts upon. It's a grotesque.
The Human Centipede.
Yeah.
Human Centipede. He stapled
mouth to ass.
He stapled people's mouths to the other person's ass.
But
so if you ain't the first one,
right? If you the first, you good.
Right. So he would keep feeding the first one. He would make it eat.
You gotta eat the other.
Yeah.
You first.
Yeah.
But everybody else.
Yeah.
That shit wild.
Like 4 or 5 people, and he would just keep feeding the first one. He would sew their mouths to their asshole. Yeah, man. That's Esau.
Hey, Elder, we also talking about the nation that now people are starting to find out that they have SA and child abuse insurance for churches.
What?
Yeah, they got SA and child abuse insurance policies for churches.
Right, because I
for
think
churches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, this place gotta go.
Every
You gotta
month,
get your protection.
the statistic, I think it's like every month a Christian pastor is arrested for child SA.
But you know, Christians have nothing to say about it.
Exactly.
It happens all the time, over and over, especially the ones that call yourself Catholic.
Exactly.
I mean, how many children have to be molested and raped before you stop going to a Catholic church?
Right.
How many?
Right.
It's probably in the hundreds of thousands by now.
They're too busy pointing a finger at us while it's going back at them.
Exactly.
They're not trying to look at that. Don't talk about that. Exactly. The Hebrew Israelites,
right?
GMS though.
But this is the superior race.
Look at them over there telling the truth. I mean,
right?
You know, they do it to their own children.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they do it to their own children. I was looking for this for a lesson. I ended up finding it. Partus sequitur ventrum is a Latin legal doctrine meaning that which is born follows the womb, establishing that the child's legal status, free or enslaved, mirrors that of the mother. So that was passed in 1662, and that happened because of the fact that when they were popping their slaves, you know what I'm saying, they would make their own children be born into slavery.
Yeah.
They made their own children fucking to be born into slavery, man.
Yeah.
In 1662, that was passed in Virginia.
And that was just a way for Esau to freak off, make these children make money off of them, and get his rocks off, screwing all these women, and then sending his own children into slavery. There was a series that came out about maybe around 2006 7 or 9 called Feast of the Saints. It's a really good series. It's hard to watch, and it's exactly about that. It's about a slave owner on a plantation, and he had a whole bunch of light-skinned Negroes that were all his children. And one of those slave women, he highly favored, so he put her in her own house, and her children walked around. They didn't have to be slaves like everybody else. So they were just beneath the white man, not quite, but just, they had rights, and they had all kind of shit, and all of the slaves hated them for the most part. All right? And even the white people, they were living better than some white people. Okay? But then he would always remind them that you're not white. In fact, you are whatever your father is. Right? Because he had to smack his one son around. Because the son got out of order with a bunch of white people. He got beside himself. Because he's riding around on the horse with the duds on and the boots, thinking he the shit. Yeah. Right? And then he had other slave children who was just slave children.
It's a fucked up curse.
It was a fucked up curse. You really Edomite.
You were Edomite.
Then he had this one daughter. And then there was this one girl. She was really pretty. And you got to understand too. Esau had a thing for red bones.
Really?
Regardless if they Jake or if they care. That was highly sought after. So they would take these women and put them in brothels, and they would make big money off them. Well, one of the sisters, who was a slave, was always jealous of that little family that all had it so good, and she set her up. She got the one sister who was a virgin. She ended up getting popped by like 10 Edomites in one night. All right? And then the brother found out about it, the same one, and he went crazy. And if I remember, he ended up getting killed. And then the one who did it to her, she felt so guilty afterwards, she committed suicide. Because the girl that she did it to was like this sweet little innocent, you know, and she got to put on use that voodoo shit, put something on her. She was just like in a fucking trance. And she on the bed just getting drilled. These niggas stand around the bed, like 10 of them, because they're taking their turns on her. Right. Esau. You know? Esau, motherfucker, man. Yeah.
This is Sirach 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. So you can do that to your own seed, man.
Yeah.
This nigga look just like you. He just got a little bit of.
He's a little brown. Little light-skinned dude with some blonde curly hair.
Yeah. Look right. Like you, act like you. You know, got your mannerisms, and you don't have no mercy for him. Like, that's crazy. So this Edomite, that's why he's willing to destroy the whole world, just so we don't come into rulership.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And that's his mindset.
Flesh will be saved.
Motherfucking Simon Barcena said,
if I can't have it,
if I can't have it,
nobody can.
Bring it out, man.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men.
Right, and he took the basis of man, the lowest piece of shit in mankind, and put him at the top, and look what he's done to the world, man. All right, so with that, we're going to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Bob Babal.
Bob Babal.
Time, brother. Time.